Now at 6, wet conditions cause havoc on I-44. Plus, a historic hotel announces an abrupt and permanent closure. And Chanute, Kansas holds its inaugural Pride event.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Wet and rainy conditions today cause havoc on the road. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Anthony Saviello. This morning, reports of an overturned vehicle on I-44 alerted first responders. We learned the eastbound pickup hydroplaned at highway speeds and overturned. The female driver was transported to the hospital, suffering non-life-threatening injuries. Metro Towing removed the crashed pickup, and traffic resumed normal conditions after about 60 minutes. A historic 4 states hotel has announced its permanent closure. The historic Reddings Mill Inn announced yesterday they are closing permanently. The inn released a statement on social media stating in part, quote, "It is with heavy hearts that we announce Reddings Mill Inn is officially closed effective immediately. We want to thank each and every one of you who supported us over the years. It's been an honor to be a part of this community and to serve so many wonderful guests. While this chapter is coming to a close, the memories we've made here will never be forgotten." End quote. This closing comes abruptly. Even as recently as yesterday, the hotel was announcing Thursday night was ladies' night. We are still working to gather more information. Well, the day may have started off rainy, but it's looking pretty nice outside.
Yep, we have a pretty nice evening out there. You can see we've got some clear skies. Clouds are still around, but they're going to make their way out shortly. Temperatures are still pretty warm. We're in the mid-80s right now, even though temperatures are going to continue to drop down through the lower 80s by midnight and into the 70s. Now we're going to have a few pop-up showers. You can see we're some down in the Bentonville and very far southwestern Missouri, but mostly showers are out of our area. Clouds are not far behind it. We're going to keep an eye on a few isolated showers moving in overnight tonight for some stronger storms that are going to be pushing in from Oklahoma. But as they move into our area, maybe getting some light mist, and this is going to be overnight. But by 3 to 4 a.m., you can see where a couple isolated storms are popping up in our northern counties. Those could be strong, so we definitely want to keep an eye on them as they continue to move through the area through Sunday morning. But I'm going to have all those details coming up.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. Drywood Gulch Fireworks Stand brings the boom to the small town of Deerfield, Missouri. Their firework extravaganza celebrates Independence Day by bringing in food trucks, vendors, and a beer garden. The fireworks stand will have a large fireworks show at dark, with the show set to be as long as 45 minutes.
When we first started, it was a smaller show, and the show is just built bigger every year. I know this year, over 350 cakes and probably, I'd say 700 artillery will be going off.
The extravaganza takes place in the parking lot at Emery's Truck Stop in Deerfield. The family-friendly event has something for people of all ages, from bouncy houses to fire trucks. Well, an LGBTQ plus pride event took place in the small town of Chanute, Kansas. The Follow the Rainbow Pride celebration lets local LGBTQ people mingle and enjoy food and drinks. Also a part of the celebration is remembering the history of Gilbert Baker, a Chanute native who designed the first rainbow pride flag.
This took months and months of planning, multiple phone calls to vendors, working with our city officials, working with the police department, having amazing sponsors like Kay's Place, Outsiders, and the Hangout. We've really built a really good foundation for ourselves for next year to do Pride again.
Kay's Place served a specialty drink in honor of Pride, named the Gilbert after the Pride flag founder. DJs were also set up playing music for people on Main Street. Well, the owners of a food truck popular in Wichita are starting over after a recent fire destroyed the truck and everything inside. Brock Wilson has more.
She went to the back of the truck and it was just engulfed in flames.
Kelly Ake and Barb Tabor were taking Ken and Barbie's Rollin' Diner to an event in Hayesville Tuesday night.
Going down the highway, the generator had stopped. The back of the truck was on fire. I mean, I just pulled over, stopped. Barb and I seen the flames and the smoke. She exited, I exited. Oh my God!
Their livelihood was going up in flames.
Oh my God. And at that point, all we could do was go to the corner away from the truck. They called 911. And we just watched it burn.
The fire destroyed their food truck, but it's not just their future they're worried about. It's the community they know relies on them.
It's hard to know that we're not able to follow through with our commitments and our scheduling. It's hard to not be able to give back, and it's hard to be on the position to need help.
It won't be easy to rebuild.
We stay extremely busy, and with this being our livelihood, I mean, it's going to cut real deep for us.
But despite the setback, Kelly and Barb are promising they will be back with a little help.
We've had a lot of other food truckers reach out to us, offering up what they can. It might not be an actual truck, but anything from coolers to tents to generators.
And a lot of support from customers, family, and friends.
I do want to thank everybody that has reached out on our Facebook and phone calls, text messages. It really does mean the world to us. I mean, it's very touching. It's going to be okay. We're going to be all right. It's going to be okay.
Coming up, a look inside Kansas City's newest steakhouse owned by Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Plus, how are consumers feeling about the economy? The answer to that, up next. Kansas City Chiefs stars Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are giving fans a first look at their new upscale steakhouse, 1587 Prime. Brian Johnson takes us inside.
1587 Prime is taking shape. There's still lots to finish. The 238-seat, high-end, modern American steakhouse will feature experiential food and live music. The bar is downstairs. Kitchen and main dining are upstairs.
I've already fell in love with Kansas City, a city with a lot of culture, a great hospitality.
Sasha Tana of Noble 33 shows us around.
When you hear 15 and 87, you think football. You think greatness, you think football.
Leather is throughout. There are subtle football elements with a nod to owners Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. A cool feature when you walk through the door, it's almost like a stadium entrance as you come in, and this narrows, and then behind these 4 refrigerators are the meats, the cuts that you get to choose from on what you're going to have that night.
I think it's going to be a very unforgettable, unique experience that people are going to be able to enjoy.
They're still finalizing the menu, but say it will feature fantastic steaks, amazing dishes, appetizers, and desserts, along with a massive selection of wine.
I want this to be somewhere where people come and feel at home and truly have great dining experiences.
Allegedly, Patrick, Travis, and Taylor Swift all plan to dine.
They've all expressed excitement in the restaurant.
There's a private eating area for 20, with a private entrance for VIPs and a 2-way mirror. Another semi-private area seats 40. There are high-end touches everywhere you look.
Well, someone has struck it very rich in Virginia. That person won the Mega Millions drawing last night. The jackpot is worth about $348 million. Virginia lottery officials have not yet announced where the winning ticket was bought or whether it was bought at a store or online. The winning numbers are 18, 21, 29, 42, 50, and the mega ball was 2. The ticket is the largest prize ever won in any Virginia lottery game. The winner has 6 months to claim the prize. The jackpot now resets to $50 million for the next drawing on Tuesday. Saturday kicks off the 4th of July holiday period. It will be the busy one for travel. AAA says a record-setting 72.2 million Americans are expected to travel at least 50 miles from home over the holiday period. It runs through next Sunday, July 6th. AAA predicts nearly 62 million Americans will be hitting the road, which will be a new record. While the price of gas has gone up, they are still the lowest they've been since 2021. Nearly 6 million Americans are projected to fly the Friendly Skies, which will also be a new record. As for other options, AAA says nearly 5 million people will travel by bus, train, or take a cruise over the holiday. More foods are foregoing artificial dyes, and tariffs tighten the belt on the economy more than initially thought. Christine Lazar has your Eye on Consumer report.
The economy shrank faster than previously estimated for the first quarter of this year. The Commerce Department's third and final report shows that GDP fell at an annual rate of 0.5% from January through March. worse than the 2 prior calculations. Consumers aren't feeling great about the economy either. The Conference Board said its consumer confidence index slid to 93 in June, down almost 5.5 points since May. The survey's forward-looking expectations dipped to 69, below the 80 mark, which can signal a recession. The Transportation Security Administration says it's expecting to screen more than 18.5 million travelers during the upcoming July 4th holiday travel period. That runs from July 1st through the 7th. The TSA says its staff is ready, and they're reminding passengers to bring their real ID or other acceptable forms of identification to checkpoints nationwide. And more food companies are hopping on the dye-free bandwagon. Nestle announced it's doing away with artificial colors in its U.S. food and beverages by the middle of next year. Kraft Heinz and General Mills made the same pledge by 2027. And General Mills is also removing dyes from its foods served in K-12 schools by mid-2026. That's your Eye on Consumer Report. I'm Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
A little later, the Outlaws look to stay on top of the Mid-America League.
And after a nice evening tonight, we do have more rain coming. I'll have those details coming up. Well, we've seen even more rain, so let's go ahead and take a look at our current rain amounts so far over the last couple of days. Now, we've had quite a bit of rainfall in the Edna area. That is just to the west of Columbus and Oswego, 7 inches of rain out there. Now down near Nowata, over 8 inches of rain. Lamar still pretty high with those 6 inches of rain, and then out in Joplin only an inch. So some areas only getting a light sprinkle, which we saw in the Joplin area. But now you can see, taking a look out downtown Joplin, mostly clear skies, so looking pretty good. We do have a few clouds out there, but the rest of the evening is looking phenomenal. So temperatures are going to continue to drop down through the 80s until later this evening around 10, 11 p.m. Then we're getting down into the 70s. With our overnight low dropping down to the mid 70s to lower 70s, it's going to be a pretty nice evening. Now you can see a couple of these isolated shower storms popping up near the Pineville area, out near Bentonville as well. A little bit of lightning, so those are going to continue to push out of the area. And then we do have additional rain coming tonight, though our threat for any severe weather is very low. We don't even have a risk for severe weather. You can see where that's up north. Rapid City has a tornado right now, but 7th and range line, just gorgeous out there. Mainly clear skies, though we do still have a few clouds. Again, the rest of the evening, cloudy, but starting to see some of that breaking apart. Once we get into Sunday morning, pretty early, we're going to start to see those rain chances spiking again after about 3 a.m. Isolated chances of storms up in the north, but then we have another round coming in later in the evening and into Monday morning as well. So taking a look at our future track. Now the storm that's now popping up near the Pineville area, Bella Vista, that's going to continue to move up to the northeast, dying down as it passes our area, so not looking at a huge threat there. And then again by 3 a.m., isolated storms moving into southeastern Kansas, but mainly staying in our northern counties. They could some be strong, but again, we don't have a risk for any severe weather. Those are going to continue to pass. Joplin might get some showers as well. This is now 8:30 to 9 a.m. Sunday morning. A couple of those strong storms passing over the Kansas and Missouri border. By Sunday afternoon, looking good. We've got clear skies again for the Joplin area, Miami up to Pittsburgh, but more clouds moving in because more storms are going to be pushing in from the north as well. This isn't until Monday morning. It's going to be right after midnight, Sunday night into Monday morning. Strong storms, you can see where our front is pushing in. That's going to be a bit of a gust front. So could get some strong wind gusts, 40, 50 miles per hour, and then that heavy rain moves in by Monday morning into the Pittsburgh area by 5, but hitting Joplin right when you're planning on walking out the door. So all this heavy rain does add a few more additional chances of some isolated flooding risks as we head through Monday afternoon. Coffeyville all the way up to Parsons, already seeing a lot of rainfall there. So an additional inch to inch and a half could be dealing with more flood risks in the area. Now we're left with a couple more isolated storms on Tuesday. Mainly those are going to be pop-up storms, but it is going to be pretty warm, humid all the way through the rest of the week. Random storms popping up, random showers all the way through the 4th of July weekend.
Sure.
But right now, 4th of July is still looking pretty nice.
Yeah, it's just that kind of like one day just kind of dividing the rain.
Hold that day, hold the fort down.
Yeah.
So everyone can enjoy the holiday.
For sure. Thanks, Lindsay. Still ahead, find out who's leading the Rocket Classic after round 3, and the Outlaws look to maintain first place in the Mid-America League as they take on the Abilene Flying Bison. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports. I thought we were done with the rain, Lindsay.
I never said that.
That's fair.
We have more rain to come tonight. After about 3 a.m., a few more showers, some thunderstorms. Nothing severe, but we will have a couple more rainy days through the middle half of the week.
All right, and a final sports note.
Well, it was a beautiful day for Game 1 of the Joplin Outlaws doubleheader. They play Game 2 in just under an hour.
All right, best of luck to them. We'll be right back here at 10. Have a great night.